Hi Mr Allen, I'm Andrew Grant and I'm part of our BBC School Report team here at Caldersons, and our main theme this year is health. As a Chief Executive for Heart and Merseyside and Health Equalities Group, as one of our school governors, we know you would be a great person to ask about healthy means. First of all, why did you want to be a school governor, and what does being a school governor entail?
Okay, well first of all, thanks ever so much for having me in today. It's really interesting. Congratulations on what you do. I think it's really exciting. I've been a school governor since 2006, and I was elected as a parent governor, and because I've had one daughter go through the school, is now at university, a second daughter at school now, I was very interested as a parent to be involved and to support what I think and still think is a very good community school.
Okay. And you've been one of our governors for a number of years, you must like it. What do you most enjoy about it?
I just enjoy contributing and being a part of the school. Being a governor is actually quite a responsible role, and the governors are responsible that the school is run well and effectively, and we think the head teacher and a team do a fabulous job, and it's a pleasure being part and contributing in as much as I can, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
I am George Couch, and I was wondering, how could your position as school governor and through your experience with the HE group help improve our pupils, staff and awareness of a healthy lifestyle?
I think something that you have a responsibility as a governor to do is bring your experience and skills in from what you do obviously outside the school, and as you say, my job is to be Chief Executive of the Heart Health Charity and Health Equalities Group, and I'm well aware that the importance of having a healthier lifestyle while you're young is incredibly important to what happens later in life. So it's a passion of mine to try and support people to eat a little bit healthier, certainly hopefully never to start smoking at all, and just to be aware that the benefits of having a healthy lifestyle can have. It's difficult at your age because health is probably not your biggest concern, so I have to look at what makes it easier and pleasanter for you to enjoy things which are just naturally healthier.
You're a Chief Executive of 2 health-based charities. Can you go into more depth about them?
Effectively, it's not easy to have a healthier lifestyle, and in this city, in Liverpool, life expectancy at birth is 3 years lower than the national average, and a lot of that is to do with income levels, education levels, but also, and in turn, the kind of lifestyles that people have. And it's not effective for me to go around telling you guys you must do this or you mustn't do that. It doesn't work. People don't listen often or don't understand. What we try and do is simply make it easier for people to have a healthier lifestyle. So for instance, you're now of an age where you probably won't even remember the discussions around smoke-free legislation, but people used to smoke within buildings, used to smoke all over the place. So we're one of the charities that lobbied very strongly for that, so we don't have to put up with smoke in restaurants, in pubs and public places now. That's really important. So a lot of my work is trying to make it easier for people to have healthier lifestyles.
You have many positions. Out of your overall work, what do you prefer the most and what do you absolutely loathe?
What do I loathe? It's very hard work being a charity in the current political climate, if I can say. There's very little money around, so I had to spend a lot of time actually running a business. There's no other way of putting it. It isn't easy. People just don't give you money to do things. The world isn't like that. You have to be very careful about what you do and how you do things, which is right, but I have a lot of pressure to run an organisation. And what do I like best, did you say? Was that the other part of it? Yeah. I thought I'd get rid of a bit about what I don't like most. What do I like best? Actually, I like interacting with people an awful lot, and I like it's a real pleasure talking to young people of your age about things, because if I can't come over and articulate and express some of the ideas that interest me and I think are important, if I can't communicate that, I'm doing something wrong. So I like being challenged and trying to ensure that how I communicate is effective. If I didn't answer that well, I wasn't communicating well, was I? So I did my best.
Hi, I'm Jack. What is the best advice you can give to us about staying healthy?
What's the best advice I could give about well, hopefully none of you have come anywhere near a cigarette, and please don't ever do that. That really is just one of the worst things you can do. So that's very strong advice. Aside of that, I think actually enjoying what you eat is really, really important, and that's why I wouldn't want to go around and say, you know, don't eat a burger every day or pizza every day. No, that isn't a good idea either. But actually enjoying what you eat and eating varied, and trying to eat less processed food. You know, learn to cook. You know, guys, that's a really good thing to do, and I think people often don't know how to do that. So you're at an age when you can really learn things. So that would be a good skill to take on now, I think.
Healthy eating is a really important part of having a healthy lifestyle. How do you think we could improve our canteen food at Calderstones?
My goodness, that's actually a loaded question for me. I've been trying to improve it ever since I've been a school governor. I actually do think it's improved a lot. So, I mean, I don't know what you eat in there, and some of you might not even eat in there and take your own food in. Actually, you could eat a really healthy meal, and I would say that's some really, really nice food. What I'd like to see is more engagement between the users and the people producing the food, so that everybody's involved in their ideas, their thoughts, their discussion. It's not always easy to do, but so that you all can feed back, well, I don't like this, or I'd like to have more of that, or could I have that, and what are the reasons behind that, and to get more involved in even how it's produced and stuff. So that would be great, but it's not easy, but I would strongly say it's actually a hell of a lot better than it was, and I think you can have a nice meal if you have the hot food option in there on a daily basis.
Can you explain to us about Food Active, please? Some of us have been talking about cancer and diabetes in class, and how being unhealthy can cause these conditions.
Good. They're all good questions. Some of the biggest killers that affect you later in life, and I expect affect members of your family now, are preventable through changes in lifestyle. So heart attack and stroke. I bet if I went round, you'll have somebody in your family that's had a heart attack or stroke. 80% of those are preventable, 8 out of 10, and the biggest risk factor for that is what you eat and whether you smoke. Cancers, there's a whole range of cancers. 40% of cancers are preventable through lifestyle change. An awful lot of type 2 diabetes, which is one that comes later in life, is related to obesity and overweight. So Food Active is a campaign that we've set up very recently, working across the Northwest with Northwest Directorate of Public Health, to try and draw attention to what perhaps we can do about obesity. One of the things we're focusing on is sugar-sweetened beverages, sugary drinks, fizzy drinks in cans and bowls. They're not good for you. They're full of calories, they rot your teeth. So that's one of the things we're particularly targeting, and I know young people your age often have so-called energy drinks, and unless you're going to go out and be a little bit mad like me and go and cycle 80 miles on Sundays and things like that, you really don't need those kind of drinks. Just having an ordinary diet is absolutely fine to keep you sustained for the activity levels that you do.
I am Cameron. Primary schools love outdoor education, but do you think outdoor learning has a place in secondary education, and why?
I think it's a great opportunity. I really do. It has to be what you like to do, but I think particularly here we are in the middle of a school in South Liverpool, and we've got lots of nice parks which are absolutely great, but when you get the opportunity to actually go out into the great outdoors, I just think it's a different experience. You learn more about nature. I think it's good for your mental health. It's obviously good for your physical activity levels. I think it's great if you can do it as groups or in your family as well. So I think it's an opportunity to test yourself sometimes as well and take on challenges. So I think it's a very important part of learning at the secondary level as well as primary level.
What impact do you think outdoor learning can have on young people?
I'll probably answer some of that there, but I think certainly, and I know the schools involve things like Duke of Edinburgh Award. I think it's a challenge that people can take on. I think it isn't easy, I know that, and I remember when I was younger I did Duke of Edinburgh. But there are different things that the school certainly can promote, which gives you all, I think, different opportunities. Find out about yourselves as well and what you enjoy doing. But getting out into the outdoors is a real opportunity, I think, and something that I'm really pleased the school supports.
Some people think it's too risky to take pupils outdoors to learn. What would you say to them?
There's a couple of answers to that. Firstly, as a governor, I actually sit on a committee that looks at the risk assessment on school trips. So I can tell you that every school trip is properly risk assessed. So I can answer that both from a governor and a parent's point of view. So we're very reassured that everything is done possible to reduce the risk. But having said all that, I also believe that, I have to put this very carefully, a certain amount of risk is about learning as well. So if you're going out in the outdoor, taking part in outdoor education, yes, you're going to take on some challenges. Yes, you might fall over. Yes, you might get your feet wet. So we don't want you to get too wet, and we don't want the fall to be too severe, and that's what makes sure things are safe. But actually learning to do things and learning those kind of experiences is part of life to me.
Hi, I'm Molly. Our eco team called these Eco are involved in some sustainable projects. At the moment, including plastic bottle recycling. We wondered if you could look at some competition entries for our pupils about recycling. Choose a report you think would be worthy of the BBC website.
Oh, can I have a look at these? Yeah, I can.
There is a lot.
Blimey. I'm not sure I can do all this now, but I can have a look. Yeah, no, I'll be absolutely delighted to. And I'm really pleased at what the eco team has been doing outside, and I think there's some really good work there. And I do think that people do need to understand a little bit about recycling more as well. Actually, one of the things you were asking me before about being outdoors, I find it so upsetting when you're out somewhere and you find discarded plastic bottles and things. It's really very depressing. But these look absolutely excellent. Can I look at these later?
Yeah, of course you can.
I can do that. That would be absolutely fine. Yeah.
Have you been on like any shows lately talking about like?
Have I been on? Sorry, I should say.
Any like BBC Breakfast lately?
Because of the job I have, I sometimes get asked to come and talk about different things, and over the years I've probably done quite a few. And at the moment there seems to be quite a lot of interest. So I was on BBC Breakfast last Friday talking about junk food marketing, and as a charity I feel very strongly that we should curtail the advertising aimed at young people in terms of junk food. Not just about what comes through on the television, but also comes through smartphones, through computer, advert games. You probably know a lot more about it than I do, where you go on games and they're basically run by fast food companies. That really concerns me. So yeah, every now and then I get to go on things like that, which is quite fun. This could be considered more challenging. Thanks, Bob.
Not only do you work for health-based charities, but you have taken part in a number of charitable events yourself. Can you tell us about your most memorable charity events so far?
Well, I'm really looking forward to the one that I'm doing in July with colleagues from the school, which will be absolutely fantastic. But I haven't done that yet, and I know you're going to be asking people about that later. So what have I done? I think what I actually enjoyed most, and it kind of links up some of the questions that I've been asked, I think I enjoyed most cycling from Land's End to John O'Groats. It was about just under 1,000 miles in 2 weeks, about 70 miles a day. And I absolutely loved it. I'd done practically no training. I use my bike as my main means of transport, so I cycle quite a lot, but that's a little bit further. But it was such a fabulous opportunity to see parts of England and Scotland that I'd never seen before. It was just brilliant, so that was fabulous. But I've also done things like run the New York Marathon, and the start of that, running across the bridge from Staten Island is something else. So I've been very fortunate, and it's been great because I've been able to raise money for good causes at the same time.
You are also a member of the Tower to Tower cycling team and will cycle 500 miles from Liverpool to Paris this July. Can you explain why you got involved and what impact you hope this challenge will have?
I think for the school, the loss of a colleague and PE teacher, Mr. Gibbons, before Christmas affected everybody. I know it's a difficult subject to talk about, but Mr. Preston, assistant head teacher, another PE teacher, Mr. Preston thought it would be an excellent idea to put a challenge together to cycle from Liverpool to Paris and to raise awareness and raise money for a mental health charity in Liverpool. So I wanted to take part to support the school and support the school community. I thought that was an absolutely brilliant idea. I think for young people and older people, understanding mental health issues and being able to talk about these things when we don't feel good about ourselves and when we want to understand what we can do about it, I think that's really, really important at whatever age we are. So I was really impressed that the school were taking it on. I wanted to take part as a parent, as a governor and as a fellow human being, and it's a big challenge, and I have now a swollen left knee as a result of cycling 85 miles on Sunday, which I'm hoping will recover in plenty of time. I did cycle in this morning, but very slowly and very carefully on a low gear. It's very exciting, and I would not underestimate what a big challenge it is, and I think Mr Johnson's over there knows that as well, so there'll be a few of us will be facing our own demons as we cycle the 5 days down to Paris.
I also have another question. Seeing that you get involved in many things, do you like to get your family involved too?
Up to them. I'm not going to come and tell you out of my family. I know my daughter's doing not sport relief. I can't even remember.
Not race for life. Not race for life.
The race for life. Thank you very much. She's doing that later on. So yeah, no, they get involved in their own thing. So yeah. But that's their choice. So, but I think I'm the king cyclist.
Wait,
this is what happens when you're that's professional. Go on.
So, hi, I'm Jacob. How are you preparing for this big event, and what do you think will prove the most difficult?
Okay, well, I think the most difficult is actually the second, third day. You've already done a lot of cycling, and you've got to go out and do it again. That will be tough. I think the third day is going to be really, really tough. We've got to cycle over 100 miles, and we've got to get to the ferry at Newhaven. And I'm not a geography teacher, and I don't know, well, I expect you all do geography at your age, but there are South Downs in the south, which means you've got to cycle over them, which worries me slightly at the end of the third day. So it's just getting back on your bike again is the key. In terms of preparing, I cycle 5 or 6 days a week, just sort of 10 miles a day, just in terms of going to work or cycling around or going shopping. So I do a fair bit of that, which helps. I'm trying to do a longer ride every Sunday, and what's nice is as a group we're training to do that. So I've done 50, 60, now 85 miles as part of training. The more, if you're going to undertake something as big as this, the more training you do, the easier it is and the less pressure on your body. We can all sort of get away with doing things, but over 5 days I think it'll catch us out if we don't do the training. Look at Mr Johnson at this point as a reminder to all my fellow team members.
And what will your luxury items be when during the challenge?
What will be my
luxury items?
My luxury items? Goodness me. Well, I think I'm told that we have the opportunity of a massage at the end of the day, which I think at my age I will need, because my legs are starting to feel it. A comfortable bed, I hope, and actually I know as an English teacher I have to have a good book to read. That's part of my essential relaxation, so I will have a book, or possibly a Kindle because it's easy to carry, but I will have a book I can read with me, definitely.
I have a question, but you know, because you said like a comfortable bed and stuff, do you know what like living arrangement you have and where you want to go?
No, and I need to, don't I? I'm worried about that. I'm sure I'll be right. I'm rather hoping that I'll be so exhausted that whatever bed I get into will be comfortable. So as long as it's quiet. And the other thing actually about doing this challenge, and having done Lansdowne Johnny Groats, I know how important this is. And we've been talking about healthy eating. You've actually got to eat a lot of food on this, because you'll all understand that in terms of weight, it's about calories in and calories out. Well, when you're cycling 100 miles a day, you use an awful lot of calories, so we'll have to eat quite a lot as well. So I'm hoping I can manage that.
I actually have a question. You said you cycle a lot, and do you think people that cycle and walk everywhere rather than driving, do you think they would live longer and be more healthy?
There's evidence to show that. So yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we're all different, aren't we? So I'm not going to pretend that if you cycle and walk all of your life, you have some kind of immunity and you live longer. You have to look across the whole population. But yes, if you eat healthier, if you don't smoke, and if you take more physical activity, you're likely to live longer. It's as simple as that. It isn't just that, actually. It's worth saying that, unfortunately, within your own families, as you get older, you start to get iller and you need more medication and things like that. The healthier life you lead, the longer you put that bit off. It's as simple as that. So towards the end of your life, we'd all like to have a relatively healthy lifestyle. So yeah, walking and cycling, absolutely, enjoy it. It's good for you.
Thank you very much for talking to us today, and very good luck for your cycle riding.
Thank you very much. I've enjoyed meeting you all, and thank you for some very interesting and demanding questions. So have a really good day and enjoy it.